Starting us off at number 7, we've got the Akatsuki from Naruto. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Only number 7? But hear me out. These guys are terrifying for all the right reasons. The Akatsuki isn't just your typical villain organization throwing punches and hoping for the best. No, these are S-rank criminals who can topple entire nations like they're playing a really violent game of chess. And let's be real here. When Pain decided to introduce Konoha to his divine judgment, he literally turned one of the most powerful ninja villages into a crater. A crater. With one jutsu. That's not even counting what Itachi could do if he actually tried, or the fact that they successfully captured most of the tailed beasts. What makes them really scary, though, is that they're organized. They've got matching outfits, they work in pairs, and they have an actual plan. Most anime villains can barely coordinate a coffee order, but these guys are out here running a multinational beast hunting operation. Respect. This is Emiverse Anime. Watch this video to the end and hit that subscribe button now. Number 6 brings us the Gote 13 from Bleach. And boy, oh boy, Kubo really said, what if we made the good guys absolutely terrifying? Each captain in this organization could probably solo most other anime series without breaking a sweat. I mean, we're talking about people who can manipulate reality, control time, create pocket dimensions, and that's just their baseline abilities. Yamamoto's Bankai literally has the temperature of the sun, and somehow Soul Society is still standing after all these years. But here's what gets me about the Gote 13. They're supposed to be the protectors, right? Yet, half the time I'm watching Bleach, I'm more scared of what the captains might accidentally destroy than whatever hollow they're fighting. Remember when Kenpachi fought that meteor thing and everyone was like, please don't actually try? That should tell you something. And don't even get me started on how casually they throw around terms like city-level destruction when describing their sealed Zanpakuto. Sealed. What happens when they actually get serious? At number 5, we've got the 7 Deadly Sins, and let me tell you, these guys redefined what it means to be overpowered in fantasy anime. When your group's weakest member can probably bench press a mountain, you know you're dealing with something special. But it's not just their individual strength that's bonkers. It's how they completely break the power scaling of their own world. Like, there are entire kingdoms with armies and magic knights, and then these 7 people show up, and suddenly everyone else might as well be carrying pool noodles to a gunfight. Meliodas alone made me question everything I thought I knew about power levels. This guy can reflect attacks back at opponents, has multiple forms that each make him exponentially stronger, and his backstory involves casually hanging out with literal gods and demons. Meanwhile, everyone else in the series is impressed when someone can lift a boulder. And the craziest part? They're not even trying most of the time. They're running a tavern. Ban is making drinks, Meliodas is being a pervert, and King is floating around complaining, but put them in a serious fight and suddenly they're reshaping landscapes like they're playing with Play-Doh. Number 4 is the Monster Association from One Punch Man, which is absolutely wild when you think about it, because this is a world where the main character ends fights with one punch, and these guys still manage to be genuinely threatening. What I love about the Monster Association is that they're essentially what happens when you gather every nightmare scenario into one convenient location. You've got monsters that can regenerate from anything, creatures that can manipulate time and space, beings that exist on multiple dimensional planes, and that's just the executive board. But here's the thing that really gets me. In most anime, these would be the final boss tier threats that take entire seasons to defeat. In One Punch Man, they're basically Tuesday. The fact that they can go toe-to-toe with S-class heroes who can level cities and still be considered just another monster outbreak really shows how absolutely broken this world's power scaling is. Plus, they have the best monster designs in anime. Fight me on that one. Coming in at number 3, we have the Paladins from Black Clover. And these guys made me realize that sometimes the scariest organizations are the ones that think they're doing the right thing. The Magic Knights in Black Clover already operate on a level that would make most anime characters weep. But the Paladins? They're what happens when you take that baseline insanity and add devil powers on top. We're talking about people who can manipulate space, time, gravity, and reality itself. And they use these powers with the casual efficiency of someone making toast. What really gets me about them is how they've completely redefined what magic can do in their world. Remember when Black Clover magic was mostly about throwing fireballs and growing plants? Yeah, those days are long gone. Now we've got people creating alternate dimensions and rewriting the fundamental laws of physics because it's Thursday. And let's be honest here. If you can casually delete massive areas from existence and your response is, well, that's unfortunate, you might be a little too powerful for your own story. Number 2 has to go to the Z Fighters from Dragon Ball. Because, let's face it, these guys broke the power scaling system so hard that other anime are still trying to figure out how to compete. I have a love-hate relationship with Dragon Ball's power progression, because on one hand, it's absolutely hype watching Goku and the gang fight literal gods. On the other hand, they've made every other shonen power system look like a gentle breeze in comparison. These people destroy planets by accident. By accident. The Z Fighters started as martial artists who could maybe blow up a mountain if they really tried, and now they're casually fighting beings who can erase universes. Somehow, this progression feels completely natural when you're watching it, which is either brilliant writing or we've all been collectively brainwashed by Toriyama's power fantasy. But you know what? I'm here for it. Give me more universal tournament arcs where the stakes are literally everything that exists. Give me more casual conversations about fighting angels and gods like they're discussing the weather. Dragon Ball fully embraced the absurdity, and we love it for that. And finally, our number 1 spot goes to Team Daiguren from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. Because when your organization's solution to every problem is make the drill bigger, and it actually works on a multiversal scale, you've achieved something special. Gurren Lagann is what happens when anime writers decide that physics are more like guidelines than actual rules. These guys started underground throwing rocks at robots and ended up fighting abstract concepts of despair in battles that span multiple galaxies. Their final mech is literally larger than the observable universe. How do you even animate that? But here's what makes Team Daiguren truly special. Their power comes from believing in themselves really, really hard. That's it. That's the whole power system. And somehow, through the sheer force of narrative willpower and incredibly passionate voice acting, it works perfectly. They've transcended traditional power scaling entirely. Other organizations destroy planets or galaxies, but Team Daiguren fights the concept of limitations itself. They looked at the heat death of the universe and said, "Not today, buddy," and somehow made it stick. And there you have it. 7 organizations that could probably delete your favorite anime universe before the opening theme finishes playing. Did I miss any of your favorites? Are you mad that I didn't include your personal choice for most overpowered group? Let me know in the comments because I love hearing your hot takes. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Pop and subscribe for more anime content that definitely won't make you question the laws of reality. Until next time, keep watching and remember, somewhere out there, there's probably an anime organization that could defeat all of these guys by believing in friendship really hard. Peace out.